Hey, so now I'm going to cover a different opening, and this opening is what I call the exchange method, and it's the opening that you'll probably do if you're faced with noobs and you're playing as red and yellow. So, as always, king pawn goes forward 1. Now, the newbie thing for blue to do here is to move the king pawn forward 1. Okay, now if he does that, then yellow should always play king pawn forward 1, and then again, because they're noobs, green will play king pawn forward 1. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got everything attacking everything. So this bishop attacking this bishop, this queen attacking this queen, this bishop attacking this bishop, and this queen attacking this queen. Okay, now if you can't see it, red and yellow actually have a checkmate on green. So if yellow moves the queen there, and then if red moves the queen there even, and if yellow moves his bishop to protect the queen here, then that's actually checkmate. So what you want to do is you want to take the queen there, which forces blue to check yellow, and he'll do that by taking the queen, obviously. Now if blue does anything except for check yellow, yellow can have checkmate on green. So this is what blue is forced to do. You have to get out of the check by obviously going for the king, going for a queen with the king, and then green obviously has to do exactly the same thing. Now, as you can see, we've still got the bishops attacking each other, like this, but the green bishop is not being protected. So what we'll do is red will take blue bishop, and of course king will take that, and then, here's the good thing, yellow gets a free bishop. So if you're playing red and yellow, the exchange method gets you a bishop. Okay? Now, if green has any sense about him, he'll want to try and get out of this, okay? And there's only really one way which you can get out of having the yellow bishop take this pawn and then take the rook, and that's by moving your pawn forward, okay? Now, this won't work if red knows what they're doing. So there's two scenarios. He can move his pawn forward 1, okay, at which point red moves his pawn forward 1. Okay, now blue doesn't really have any moves. He'll probably just move the knight out like that, and then you can move him with the bishop there. Okay, now what green is likely to do is move the rook, at which point you can protect each other. So the pawn is protecting the bishop and the bishop is protecting the pawn. Okay? Now, that's the way to do it if you want to keep your rook. However, you still gain quite a lot of pieces, and green is really vulnerable because the yellow bishop has a check here. So what you'd want to do then is obviously to bring your rook up. Whose go is it? It's blue's turn, okay. Blue's going to do another noobish move. Blue will bring its other knight out, which isn't actually a bad move. And obviously yellow will want to do something here, but he doesn't have to, okay? Yellow can develop. And then green will be like, oh, I can't take this, and I can't take this, what do I do? Well, I'll probably just try and defend this knight here with this knight. And so you can bring your rook forward, and then what you can do is yellow can give check onto green. I'll just do that, that's probably what they'll do actually, just try and attack this. Yellow can give check to green. Wait, not yet. Back one. Back one. Yellow will defend this. Like So it's still green's go. Damn. Yeah. Yellow can defend this. Green might do that. Something like that. Now, what green should do is get out of this check. Green should move his king. But if he doesn't, then red can move his pawn forward. Blue will, I don't know, move a pawn forward there maybe. And then you've got a check. Now, this works if this knight isn't here. If they blunder and move the knight, then this will work because the knight can now take, and when red takes here, the knight can take there, then red can take that rook. So, by far the best defense is, if I just go back, the best defense is completely to move this pawn forward 1. However, if they're getting ahead of themselves, what they'll do is they'll move the pawn forward 2. Or if that happens, you've got a winner. Because what red can do is he can move his knight up here. Now this is protecting this square where the rook wants to go. So now, as before, blue can play this move. And yellow does that. Now, green is completely scuppered here. Green can't do anything. His best move is this. Okay? At which point, red has the ability to take this pawn here. Blue will do another noobish move. And yellow does this. Okay? So yellow will take the rook. Yes, the knight can take this, but now red can take this pawn here, leaving the rook to be free. And that gets your rook out, which is really, really helpful. I cannot state enough how important it is to get your rooks out early when you've been doing the exchange method, because as soon as queens go, rooks are the most important piece on the board. They are really powerful, so you need to get these. And then, yeah, so any variation on this exchange method, as soon as everyone opens king pawn, king pawn, king pawn, king pawn, this is guaranteed. This position here is absolutely guaranteed. You will be up a bishop, minimum. Okay, now from here, it is just a race to see who can get their rooks out first, because the rooks will give you the checkmate. Almost definitely the rooks will give you the checkmate in this game, because it makes for a really long end game. But the good thing is, red and yellow have the advantage. And if red and yellow have the advantage, then that's great. Now, if we go back to the beginning, say you're playing blue and green, okay? This happens, okay? You're playing as green, and your partner has opened king pawn. What do you do? Well, you could open king pawn, but then you'd lose a bishop. The best thing to do is to move this pawn here. Now what that will do is, if red moves his bishop to attack this king here, then your bishop has the ability to take this pawn and hence the rook. Okay? So if we go through that scenario, this will happen, okay? Now, blue cannot take this bishop, because if he does, the yellow queen will take the blue queen and that's checkmate. So what he's likely to do is to take the yellow queen. That's what he's going to do. So that would happen. And then this happened. This green bishop can come in here. Now, what red wants to do, is to take this pawn here. But red can't do that anymore because the green bishop is protecting it. And if they think they're really clever, red and green think that they're clever, but they're actually not. What they can do is they can move their bishop here, okay? And they'll think, ooh, I can bring this pawn forward. because then that bishop will be protecting this bishop. Well, if this happens, there, this is what yellow will want to do. So he'll want to protect that bishop there. However, all you need to do is this. Okay, now if they move the pawn forward, it's blocked. So whatever happens, as yellow can see, he will play a developing move now because he can't do anything else, and you win a bishop. Okay? So if you play this variation, you will win a bishop. So basically, king pawn, king pawn, king pawn is always your friend. As long as you know how to defend it, and as long as after the first round, your partner needs to follow your moves. Okay? Because if the king takes this, for example, that happens, then this is checkmate. Okay, that is checkmate. So your partner needs to be following your arrows at least after the first round. I mean, there's a player called Amaradi who actively opens king pawn, king pawn, king pawn, bishop pawn. That's what he does. Now, the defense to that, if you're playing red-yellow, is simply to do this. That's all you need to do. It's really simple. And then, obviously, blue will probably come down here to attack that. At which point, yellow will kill the queen, and it's basically the exchange method, just not quite as much as before. Okay? So, I hope you found this video helpful. Please let me know if you want me to cover anything in more detail, or if you want me to go over any certain openings which you're not quite familiar with. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you later.